During a movie shoot for The Princess and the Pea, Barbie is fired by the director for expressing her personal opinion. To make matters worse, Spencer posts in the blog about Barbie getting fired, and Ken calls her on the phone and breaks up with her. Barbie decides to get away by going to Paris and visiting her aunt Millicent, a fashion designer. While Barbie is on the plane, Ken is helping Barbie's ex-best friend Raquel practice lines for her drama class. After a confrontation from Barbie's friends Teresa and Grace, who thinks Ken dumped Barbie for Raquel, he is confused. However, one of the lines he recorded for Raquel was about breaking up with someone, and he realizes that Raquel sent it to Barbie. To make sure Barbie understands what happened, Teresa and Grace tell him to make a grand romantic gesture. Ken decides to go to Paris to surprise Barbie, so he books a flight. In Paris, Barbie learns from rival fashion designer, Jacqueline, that Millicent is going out of business. Barbie meets Millicent and her assistant Alice and is informed that her aunt has lost work due to negative reviews and has since sold the building to a restaurant franchise known as Hot Dogateria. Alice takes Barbie to the attic and tells her about the magical creatures who supposedly lived in the fashion house. Placing one of Alice's original designs in a magic wardrobe, Barbie and Alice find and recite the chant to summon the magical creatures, who introduce themselves as they, fairies, shine, shimmer, and glimmer. Impressed by Alice's design, the fairies use their magic to enhance it with sparkles. As the fashion house is the source of the fairies' power, Barbie and Alice decide to put on a fashion show featuring new designs by Alice to raise money and save the building. Jacqueline soon finds out about the fairies and kidnaps them and demands they add sparkle to her own designs. Finding the outfits uninspiring, the fairies warn Jacqueline that their magic might be unstable. Jacqueline ignores them and plans to put on her own fashion show the same night as Millicent's. Despite the fairies' disappearance, Millicent is inspired by Alice's designs and helps work on the line for the fashion show. Later that night, Barbie's poodle, Sequin, and Millicent's dog and cat, Jakes and Juliana, are alerted to the fairies' location by a trail of sparkles. The three pets sneak into Jacqueline's and rescue them. The next day, Barbie, Alice, and Millicent awaken to find sparkle added to all their new outfits, and an elaborate setup for the fashion show. That night, Jacqueline presents her fashion show, however, the fairies' magic backfires and the outfits start to rot on the runway. Repulsed, the audience leaves and flocks to Millicent's across the street. Barbie models the new designs in a spectacular fashion show. In a finale, Glimmer uses her magic to transform Barbie's gown, revealing her own talent as a designer. Soon after, Ken arrives, having faced numerous detours on his journey, and reaffirms his love for Barbie, with the fairies transforming his clothes into a new suit. An audience member places a large order for pieces from the line, and the payment is enough for Millicent to buy back the building from the hot dogateria owner. A remorseful Jacqueline, who watched the fashion show, apologizes for her actions, which Millicent accepts and even agrees to work with her sometime. Liliana Roxel, Paris's top fashion critic, congratulates them on an impressive show and invites them to a party. As they leave, Barbie is approached by a studio representative who invites her to work on a new film as a director.